All right, cool. All right, so I'm interviewing my uncles today, and you'll see that no matter what age you are, whether you're 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, crypto really pretty much is beyond age limit, essentially. And I'm gonna ask them a couple questions today, so you guys can see what their opinions are. So you guys can introduce yourself if you want.
How you doing? I'm Louis.
I'm Abel.
All right.
And we're Hunter's uncles.
All right, so let's go with the first question. So when did you guys get involved in crypto or Bitcoin? When do you guys can go first? Whatever.
What was it?
Doesn't matter.
2017, we got involved through a mutual friend of ours. And like everybody else, we were skeptical about it. I'm like, what is this stuff? I can't see it. I can't touch it. It didn't make any sense to me at the time. But the only thing that did make sense is that he was making money doing this. And he got into Bitcoin when it was under like $500, and then
it was cheap.
We got involved in it.
No, but keep in mind, we had an opportunity because Michael came to us in 2013.
2013?
2013, Mike introduced Bitcoin to us, and we're like, Bitcoin?
What
is it?
Comprehend.
It's digital. It's. I'm like, I don't get it. You're crazy. I'm not getting involved in that.
Wow,
that was 2013.
That was probably when Bitcoin was around like $5 maybe.
$5.
Yeah. Wow.
$5, $7.
Then 2017 rolled around, and then we got a little bit more into it. And what we did like about it,
well, because Doc, we trusted Doc's opinion.
No, because he was doing very good, doing very well.
And Doc was, who was he again? Doc was some guy.
Doc is a friend of ours.
In Getty Square.
The dentist. Yeah.
No, and what we did was also, it wasn't that easy. It was a little bit harder to get into it. Opening an account wasn't so simple, and it was a little confusing at the time. Now, if people were to ask me about opening up an account to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or some other crypto, it's so easy. I mean, you go into one of the exchanges like Coinbase or Gemini, open an account in 5 minutes, drop $100, $200.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. People see Bitcoin right now at 16,000. You don't have to buy one full Bitcoin. You could just go buy $100 worth, $200 worth.
Right. Like denominations, right?
Right.
Like,
I mean, it's not. They don't force you, and also. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can buy crypto on Saturday if you want, Sunday.
You can buy it now if you want.
You can buy it right now. It doesn't matter. You can buy it through your phone, through your laptop.
Yeah.
And they're making it so much easier to also save your Bitcoin or cryptos on different wallets.
This is compared to when we first started in 2017, right? I mean, because when we first started, we were meeting up in Panera, right? Every weekend. Right. So we would have these weekly meetups. We would essentially kind of meet up with Doc, that you mentioned earlier. And just kind of talk about crypto because he knew all about it and we kind of didn't, right?
No, and
he helped us out a lot. He showed us how to use the wallets, the Ledger wallet.
The Ledger.
That's cold storage. Highly.
If you get into crypto, you got to have that.
Recommend that you do that.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's the thing. So you guys got involved in 2017, even though you knew about it like a while ago. Technically.
We've heard about it.
There's like a lot of people. So the question here now is that 3 years later, after you guys have already got involved, where do you see crypto in the near future? Let's start off with that.
I would say, right now we're hovering around 16,000.
16,000.
I would say, considering what's happening with all the news that's coming out. Remember, 2017.
Yeah.
You would never hear of anyone outside of that small group talking crypto. Now you have Square, you have JP Morgan, you have all these names now.
The same guy who was trashing it.
That was trashing it. Now they have to they have to double back and now accept that it's real. So with that type of momentum that we have now, I don't see why 20,000 by the end of the year is
unlikely.
Is a possibility.
No, and you talk about near term. We're living now in times of trying times. Governments are spending and spending and spending. Debt is rising at a tremendous rate. You can't avoid inflation is going to rear its ugly head. The dollar is not going to be worth what it's worth.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin will always be worth. What's beautiful about Bitcoin is that there's not an unlimited supply of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Just as just for you guys out there, there will only be 21 million. And even that is inflated because a lot has been lost.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
a lot of it has been lost.
15 or
over
16
years.
million, where you can never mine it again. That's it. So it's going to be a very, very scarce supply. And what happens with scarcity? It starts to go up. Yeah. And once it gets to the point where people start to buy things with Bitcoin or use Bitcoin for everyday kinds of purchases, that's when it will really, really skyrocket. And I think that for anyone watching this video, I would definitely will tell you, take a small portion of what you have and put it into some kind of either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Yeah. Get involved in that, because that is the future. This is like the internet when the internet came out in the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s. Oh, because you guys were around for that, obviously.
We were around for that, but we didn't know what that was either.
Right.
And we didn't invest in that. We didn't have that kind of wherewithal to see the future. But here,
this is our internet.
This is it.
This is when it comes to investing.
You want to
and making money.
Right.
This is
and not just that, but you want to have. I was telling my brother, and I was telling my nephew, I envision easily 5 years from now, you'll be walking into Starbucks and saying, listen, I want to pay with some Satoshi, which is the smallest increment of Bitcoin. It's 1 millionth of one Bitcoin.
Crazy,
I can see that happening.
Oh, yeah.
And to many people it may sound crazy, but who would have thought that Tesla would be where it's at back in 2013? Who would have thought that Amazon, Apple would be where it's at?
And the cool thing too is that if you buy Bitcoin on Cash App, it tells you what it is in Satoshi.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's cool, right? So if you look at my Cash App, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but it tells you how much Bitcoin it is in Satoshi. So you're right. I mean,
I would say also to some people, it when you do start looking into websites like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, one of those things, you see there's thousands and thousands of these things. It could be overwhelming. It could be confusing.
Right.
My advice is stick to those that are going to be the well-known and the ones that have an actual proof of a case. Because Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, top 10, top 100. You want to look there. You don't want to go into these. I think there was one called Sushi
Swap. Sushi Swap.
What was the other one?
It was like a
different food. I mean, they sound so scamish, and that's why I think
Pickle
also
coin?
people hear that, and it gives the crypto universe a kind of like a bad vibe, and that's why we need to look at the ones that really have a case study. Bitcoin is it. I mean, if there's any one thing that I would tell you should buy is Bitcoin. And if you start getting into it, Ethereum is also my next one that has such potential to go even higher than where it's at now.
Yeah, of course.
I would definitely consider opening up. Take 5% of what you have and just buy a Bitcoin. If it's 100, 500, 1,000.
Yeah.
And just leave it there.
Use that referral link below, by the way. Like Bitcoin's like the gateway drug. I like to tell people, once you get into Bitcoin, you're gonna get into all these different ones as well.
No, and it helps you to learn about it and see what it's gonna be like. A lot of people also would argue about what Bitcoin's true nature is gonna be. Is it gonna be as a currency, a store of value? What is it?
Right.
And honestly, I see Bitcoin as a store of value. It's not really a currency at this point. It's a place where you can have money. But it will become more of a usable, and it will become more of a currency once it becomes more available to.
No, once it becomes adopted by more businesses, we take Bitcoin in our operation. We tell them how you want to pay: cash, credit, debit.
We should have started off. They have their own business, and they do take Bitcoin as well. So try to fix your phone. There you go. All right, one last question. I think it's going to be a good one. So where do you see Bitcoin kind of stacking up against like metals, pretty much? Gold, silver. I mean, I guess in terms of the store value, maybe.
We have to go back to the fact that there's a finite number.
The finite number.
21 million. With gold and all these other commodities, we don't know. At least with this, that's why all of these people are jumping in.
Right,
they finally understand what Bitcoin really is. And not only store of value, but you can buy. Many people say, you can't use Bitcoin. Yes, you can. We accept Bitcoin. You can pay in Bitcoin.
I don't think there'll be a day that comes in where you'll be able to pay your your latte from Starbucks with some gold. I don't know how you would do that. You shave it off a little bit, a little gold, a little silver over here. Also, think about this: Bitcoin, because of the internet, you can pay for something halfway around the world.
Yeah,
and you want to buy something that's in Europe, and you want to make a deal. And once this thing really hits, believe it, you'll be able to send tens of thousands of dollars at a blink of an eye for a small fee, compared to what it is not now. I remember back in 2017, we had to wire money to somewhere in Asia to buy something. It was a big deal. The banks want to know what's going on. What is this for? Is this something illegal? This and that. Mind you, we're just buying some equipment for our business.
Yeah.
We had to wire money out there. It was very expensive, very intrusive, very, like made us feel like we were criminals or something. What's going on here? We're just buying business. Something. That's it.
Right.
But with Bitcoin, believe it or not, in a blink of an eye, I could send halfway around the world something, and they'll receive it in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And no intermediaries. It's not a third party. It's just one party to the next, and that's it. So it's very fluent. And I tell you, 5 years from now, we're all going to be talking not just in dollars, but we will be talking in Satoshis, and I forgot the name for Ethereum. There's a name for it.
Oh yeah, it's a GUI or Way.
But your question, 2021.
Looks good.
Get ready.
Yeah, let's end it off. Final note for the people. What do you think? 2020, 2021. What are you thinking? I mean,
I see
2021. I see a possibility. 2020, 20,000. 2021. I don't see why the 50,000 number.
And people are estimating even higher than that.
I know.
Yeah.
But being conservative, I think $50,000 is doable.
There you go.
With all this money that's coming into this now, and there's only 21 million. You got to keep going back to that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the key.
The fundamental.
That's the key point when it comes to BTC.
Right.
21 million.
All right.
my 50,000, I think it would be easily attainable. I think.
Yeah.
I see it actually a little bit higher than that. I don't quite see 100,000. I think that's really a little far-fetched, but I can see it maybe somewhere in between that, maybe 70, 75,000. I think it definitely happen. And I see Ethereum, which is also, it's got its hurdles that it's taking care of right now. But once that starts to take off, it's easily going to reach 1,500. I mean, these coins. Ethereum actually reached 1,500.
It already hit it
back.
before.
It already hit that.
It already hit
It wasn't
1,500.
even like. It wasn't even.
No, but Louis,
anything.
if BTC hits 50, Ethereum,
Ethereum's
going to be
2,000. I think.
It's going to
2, 3, 4.
3, 4,
Let's
5.
be honest. That's just
But listen, guys.
Right.
One thing though that I do want to stress, and whoever sees this video, is
Sure.
get involved. No matter what your age, whether you're 15, whether you're, our kids are involved in that. They're 15 and 20. I know people that are even beyond. They're in their 70s and 80s that are finding their way into investing in this, and it's something it's an amazing thing that you can leave to your kids. So get involved.
There you go.
Go crypto.
Pump our bags. See you guys in the next one.